So there it is, the MOTIV ring. I've been wearing this constantly the past week.
And we are the dreamers of dreams.
Living life, spinning like a merry-go-round. Traveling all around the world, you know we get surround. Good vibes only. You know it's the one and only Justin Bravo. Yeah, that's my number one homie. Subscribe. Come on.
Yo, Go Gang, what's going on? I hope y'all are having a great Monday. I'll tell you this, that I've been trying to get my fitness right. I've been trying to get on the fitness tip the past few weeks, trying to lean up. You know, I've been hitting that keto diet hard, and a big part of getting it right is getting the analytics. I love seeing the numbers, love seeing what I can do to better whatever it is I'm trying to do. So, you know, I've been hitting the keto diet. I try to measure my blood constantly to make sure that I'm in ketosis. It's a big part of what keeps me in ketosis because I can measure before and after meals and all the things. But other big parts of what I should be doing is monitoring my activity. Now, I do have the Apple Watch. And I've had the Apple Watch for a long time. Now, it does a good job of monitoring all the things. Like, I love the Apple Watch. I don't mind wearing it. It's not cumbersome to me. I'm a big proponent of the Apple Watch. But where it always lets me down is battery life. I mean, it really will get about a day, maybe a day and a half, and then it's dead. And so I really want to do a better job of monitoring my sleep because it's one of the biggest parts of fitness. Now with the Apple Watch, I don't ever do that. I always use it to run. I use it for all kinds of other things, text messaging and all the things, but I do not use it at all for sleep because of the battery life, because I really need to keep it on the charger. And if I choose to wear it all day, then, and I wear it all night, the next day I'll have no charge. Or if I decide to wear it all night, then I might be able to use it in a day. It's a cumbersome problem of the Apple Watch. I wish they would get at least a couple days battery life and it would be a good solution for me. But I really was looking into other wearables. I was looking at Fitbit bracelets, all these other things. There's tons of options on the market. But I found one that I really wanted to try because I was really excited about it, and that was the MOTIV ring. And if you've seen my latest videos, for the past week, I've had a few people ask me, what is this black ring you've been wearing lately? The MOTIV ring. I've been wearing this constantly the past week. And I'll tell you, I really have enjoyed the experience so far. It is not cumbersome at all. It's very comfortable to wear. The only time that I found any trouble wearing it is when I was lifting weights. And to be honest, like once I put on some weightlifting gloves, it was no problem. But there's things that I do. For instance, I have a pull-up bar in my closet, and every time I walk to that closet, I'll go crank some out, and I will find it kind of rubs a little bit when I do that. So I do like to have some gloves on when wearing the ring. That's the only part that kind of gets in the way a little bit for me. Though, when I'm really going to the gym or I'm really concentrating on lifting, then I always wear the gloves, so it's probably not a problem. I will say runs, definitely not a problem. The runs, it is accurate, it feels solid. I have measured against the Apple Watch versus the MOTIV, and they both have relatively the same mileage at the end of the run. So I really like that. Now, the drawbacks to a MOTIV ring, it doesn't give you active feedback like an Apple Watch would. But if you're not into having that active, you're more on the analytic side, going back and reviewing your day and how you can better yourself based on that activity, the MOTIV ring knocks it out of the park because you put it on, you don't worry about it, and then you go review at the end of the day, the next day, whatever. I have found myself every morning I get up, the first thing I do is I check and see what my sleep quality was like. I try to see, am I sleeping well? What disturbances did I have? And maybe how can I better that situation? But before we get too much in the details of MOTIV, let me talk about the ordering process. Now, to get the MOTIV, it's kind of a two-step process. First, you want to make sure you're getting the right ring size for you. So you go on their website, you get a MOTIV ring sizing set, and they will send this to you. It takes a couple days to get out to you, and it is a plastic set, all replicas of the MOTIV ring from size 6 to 12. Now, what you want to do is you want to put one on, you want to wear it for, I don't know, 24, 36, 48 hours. Wear it a little bit. Get comfortable with it. See, does it work for your lifestyle? Does it feel uncomfortable when you're lifting? Does it feel uncomfortable sleeping? Is it too tight, too loose? You want a little bit of a snug fit so that the optical sensor can be really close to the skin and get a good reading on the capillaries in your finger. But it doesn't have to be ridiculously tight. And you'll find that, you know, most people's fingers will kind of swell a little bit at night, so you want to play around with that and find the right size for you. After you find the size that is ideal for you, that works for you, You simply go on their website and you can order the actual MOTIV ring that'll come straight to you. It will come with a little download code, a little coupon code that will correspond with your account. And what happens is you get to choose if you want a slate, which is a dark gray black, which is what I have, or there's a rose gold option also. And once you order the ring, it will be in your mailbox within a couple days. So after a couple days, when the MOTIV ring comes in and you're pumped and excited to use it, there is a little rings-like box in the center of the shipping box, and the ring is sitting perfectly in the center of it. Simply pull it off and put it on the charger, because mine came with about 20% battery, but you want to go right at it from the beginning and go ahead and get it charged up. As you remove the top layer of packaging, you'll see below you have two chargers. One is to stay at home, and I guess one is for a key ring. That way you can charge up your ring, and like I said, it charges up in about 80 minutes. Now the sizing kit, that whole part of the whole buying process does slow it down a little bit. I like to buy something and have it in my hands right away, so it does slow down the process, but for good reasons, and I understand why. You want to make sure that ring fits perfectly. If it doesn't fit perfect, it's not going to give you the right analytics. It's not going to do the metrics right at all, so you want to make sure it has the right fit. But second it was done charging, I got right after it. I put it right on my finger, and I was ready to go to test it on sleeping, on fitness, and all the things. Speaking of charging, all it does is fit into any traditional USB port, and it's got a magnetic setting, so the ring just snaps on very easily, and there's an indicator light telling you when it's done charging. Again, 80 minutes, it's done. It's very quick charging. I found myself doing most of the charging in the morning, so after a few days, I check my sleep for the final time, then I'll go and throw on the charger, have breakfast, go through the things, and then put it back on my finger, and I'm good for another 3-4 days. Now, the real fun stuff about wearing the MOTIV is getting into the analytics. It's opening up that app, seeing what your sleep was like, seeing what your activity was like, really monitoring all that stuff. And the way they do it is very simple. It's kind of done with all little card systems, and so you have a card for activity, you have a card for sleep, and it kind of breaks everything down for you so you can see how each one of those activities progressed. So when we load up yesterday's analytics, it shows that I slept for 8 hours and 41 minutes. I got 8,700 steps and 27 active minutes. It does do how many miles I ran or walked or was active for, and the calories burned. The first card you can see here is you ran 27 active minutes from 6:22 to 7:01. And we click on that, it brings up every bit of an activity, which I did. I went on a run, and I did a very light run of 2.4 miles. I burned 518 calories during that time, and I do like this because you can go through every moment of that run, and I can see exactly how many steps I took, how many calories, what my heart rate was. So it really kind of gives you a nice little breakdown of that run. So now I couldn't get real-time feedback because there's no display to do that, and so I was relying on the Apple Watch for that. But I was able to go back here and monitor and see how I was doing throughout that run, throughout the pace, and I really like to be able to go back and see those analytics. Now the second card is slept for 8 hours and 41 minutes. So if we click on that, it shows that I went to bed at 11:09 and woke up at 7:50 a.m. And it says that I got 8 hours and 21 minutes of restful and 20 minutes of restless sleep. So this doesn't give a huge breakdown on deep sleep versus REM and some of the stuff that some of the other sleep trackers do. But I think the goal behind MOTIV is to simplify the process. They're not wanting to get deep into the analytics, all these things that maybe is too deep for most people. They don't want to deal with it. They just want to know, when did I wake up? When was I restless? When was I in solid sleep? And help kind of ease and simplify that process. Now on this, you can also see what points in the night were restless, so you can actually scrub through and see when you got up, when there was issues, when you were restless. It also gives you a sleep trend. So on a 7-day average, my sleep trend is to go to bed around 11:04 and wake up at 7:04. So I have a 7-day average of 7 hours 57 minutes. I'm pretty much averaging 8 hours of sleep every night, which is recommended for my age. That's pretty cool to be able to know that I'm hitting that, and that I'm really getting pretty restful sleep, that I'm not losing a lot of sleep. I really like the way it breaks it down. Now the final card on the app is your resting heart rate. And this is one that's pretty cool because there's not always times where with my watch, I have to actively push that. Like if I want a true resting heart rate, I like to be able to let it go while I'm sleeping or I'm just waking up, and it really does that for you very easily, and you know you're getting a good resting heart rate. So when we click on this card, it's gonna show my resting heart rate for the past 7 days. So we get a good idea exactly where we're at. So there it is, guys, the MOTIV Ring. I have to say, so far, so good. I'm really enjoying it. I've had it for a week now. I've ran with it. I've lifted weights with it. I've swam with it. It is, I don't know if it's ready for being waterproof, but I have taken showers with it. It hasn't given me any issues in the water at all. So I really like it. I really like the activity. I love analytics. I'm really big on numbers. And so to be able to get that on the tip of your finger, I think is fantastic. Not to mention, I will say that I do find the watch, you know, it is annoying occasionally. It is cumbersome when you're trying to like lift weights or bending your wrist certain directions. It can get in the way. I do like that the ring for the most part stays out of the way and you don't have to worry about it in any way. And not to mention, I also find it very like motivating. Like I'll see the ring on. I don't know, for whatever reason, I don't do this with the Apple Watch, but when I see the ring on, it makes me want to move around a little bit more. It makes me want to be better. I think it can be a big way as far as motivation for you. The ring itself comes in at $199, so it's a steal deal really in this fitness realm. And if you want to not worry about stuff beeping at you or screens and all that thing, and just be able to go back and review that raw data at the end of the night or in the first thing in the morning, kind of figure things out for yourself, I really like the way they do their cards, the way the analytics is broken down for people. So Goat Gang, if you're interested at all in picking up a MOTIV Ring, I'll put a link in the description. You can get yourself a sizing kit. You can check it out. You can order it and all the things. Let me know how you like it. Let me know what you think. I'm going to keep using it. I'm going to do another review, maybe a little bit more with running. I really want to go after it harder, and I want to do some more experiments with it because I've only had it for a week, but so far I'm really enjoying it. Goat Gang, I hope you're having a great Monday again, and keep it going. Keep being great. Keep getting after it. And until tomorrow, Goat Gang, be great. This is the one ring to rule them all.